Wanted to take a look at PayPal stock as a value investment, looking at it after the latest financial release. Now, PYPL, the ticker symbol, initially spiked up, sold off. We're kind of right around about the same price as where the latest financial data came in. PayPal stock, of course, has been clobbered over the years, over the past since 2022, losing from 300 all the way down to about 50. Bad news, I expect more selling, not necessarily because of what PayPal is doing, but PayPal stock itself will likely move lower. I expect going into this fall that we see more downside in PayPal stock because of the broader economy and stock market. Now let's break down PayPal stock, the financials, and what moved PYPL stock. Let's jump in. Here's a look at PayPal stock, the 4-hour bar chart. And as you can see, initially kind of a decent jump higher, but then just selling off in PayPal stock. What's going on? First, PayPal stock is undervalued when you look at it relative to other investments. But in my position is pretty firmly entrenched that we're going to see a pullback in the stock market, the broader stock market, starting in the fall. I've been saying this for quite some time. Interest rates are going to remain higher for longer, and this is going to affect the overall growth rate. Because of that, PayPal stock very likely to move lower. Not because necessarily PayPal is still kind of stuck in the mud, but because of guilt by association, a slowdown in the economy. The rate of growth will shift. Given that, this puts PayPal stock in an even better position if you're a value investor wanting to pull the trigger, on the one hand. On the other hand, if you're one of those individuals who has been sitting on PayPal stock for some time, I don't see those price recovering anytime soon, simply because of the metrics and what's going on with the broader stock market. Here is a bigger look at PayPal stock. This is the weekly chart going back to 2020, actually. And as you can see, clearing hitting about 310 on PayPal stock and then just getting clobbered. A lot of the selling, of course, I remember the CEO came out and the whole market was expecting a whole new shift in gears to get growth moving forward again. And of course, they definitely did not get that. Some of the announcements were just such a joke that the red was just blood in the streets. And you can see what happened with PayPal stock from that. Regardless, when you look at it from a value investing perspective, PayPal stock is actually undervalued. Let's take a look at some of the numbers. Assets, 83 billion, cash, short-term securities 14.3, liabilities 62 billion, total equity of about 20 billion. There are about 1 billion shares outstanding, giving market cap of about 67 billion. Market cap 67.9 billion, cash on hand 14.3, liability 62, enterprise value 116 billion. Now, take a look at Q1 2024 versus Q1 2023 versus Q1 2022. Continually increasing revenues. Given all else equals, taking away the economy that PayPal operates in, all else equals, we have enough information to determine that more than likely PayPal will continue to increase revenues. The 7.7 billion for current revenue versus 7.0 for the previous Q1 2023 was a 9% increase. Now we looked at projected revenues 2024, looking for 32 billion. Now this clears all the revenue we've seen previously with PayPal, yet they haven't been able to get their earnings per share up as much. 7% on revenue growth. Looking forward, you're looking at about close to 6% revenue growth. This is slightly lower than the broader S&P 500. Net margins 11.5 compared to 11.4, pretty much flat, just a slight bump in net margins for Q1 2024 over 23. It was a little less than 1% on the margins. Earnings per share, again, outperforming the previous year's numbers, but the market just wanted a lot more. You're looking at a change of about 18.5% for the quarter. Projected earnings per share, 2024. Now, I have projections here. I'm using the next 4 quarters, which comes in at 417, which would be 1 or 2 quarters into 2025. You're looking at a change, however, of about 19% down from previous quarter. All right, so here's what we're looking at. When you take a look at the price, the next 4 quarters, 417 earnings per share. What is the yield if you bought PayPal stock today? You're looking at 6.5%. Now the Treasury yield is trading right about 4.5. It moved up again today. I think it cleared 4.41. So from a value investing standpoint, PayPal stock outperforms what you would get out of the Treasury. PayPal stock has just been beaten down, but I still believe that there's probably going to be a little more blood in the street simply because the economy is likely to slow down to a more moderate growth rate. Most stocks are overvalued because of expectations of a high growth rate. Well, the Federal Reserve is working on that. We just saw copper prices hit yet another all-time high today. We're seeing gold moving higher. We're seeing oil's kind of moderated a little bit, but price pressures continue to move higher, and this should be alarm bells for savvy investors who are probably going to start taking profits and not ride into this, thinking that the Federal Reserve will keep interest rates higher for longer, and that will affect the overall growth rate. With a 3.8% unemployment rate, 3.86 I think it is, everybody's employed. I mean, we're well beyond what economists considered full employment. So if you don't have a big rush of new individuals getting onto the payrolls, which we are starting to see some softening in unemployment or employment numbers, where is a continual growth rate? So it isn't necessarily that I see PayPal stock moving lower because they're underperforming. They're undervalued. But I do see the economy that it works in overpriced, and there will be an adjustment. At that point, it's time to pounce on PayPal stock because I do see PayPal stock as a value investment if they continue to increase revenues, if they continue to increase their earnings per share, would be a solid value investment. But it's going to take a little bit of time as the economy works through these higher interest rates for longer and we see a readjustment of stocks. But once you see that, I like PayPal stock. I think PayPal stock will go higher over the long term. But right now, because of the economy, we're probably going to see PayPal stock moving sideways along with the broader stock market until we get into the fall, when we start to see some of the damage that the Federal Reserve has done with interest rates on the economy and the broader stock market sells off. Until then, make sure to hit that like and follow button. I did do a written analysis on this. It's on my Substack. There is links down below in the meta description as well, and the end card here. Make sure to follow the links to get the written description on that. We'll see you in the next video.